Good afternoon, students. So, in last class we discussed about the measurement system and the classification of instruments and their types. So today we'll discuss in this class about the static and dynamic characteristic of the measuring instrument. So characteristics of measuring instrument is, there are two types of characteristics. One is static characteristic and other is dynamic characteristic. Static characteristic, those characteristics of an instrument which do not change with time are known as static characteristics. Example: error, hysteresis, and other different characteristics which we will study one by one here. And dynamic characteristics are the one which of an instrument which changes with the time, which varies with the time, and which is invariable with which are invariant with the time is known as the static, and which are varying with the time is known as the dynamic characteristics. So example of dynamic characteristic is measuring lag, overshoot, etc. So one by one we will study about the static characteristics of the measuring instrument. So firstly I am starting with the accuracy. So accuracy may be defined as the ability of an instrument or a system to respond to true value of a measured variable under reference conditions. It is, or in the other way you can define it as, it is the degree of closeness with which the instrument reading approaches the true value of a quantity. Okay, so we have to check whether the instrument, whether the measuring instrument is, how close it is producing the value which is nearer to the, how close the value which is produced by the, which is measured by the measuring instrument is close to the true value. Okay, so here I would like to add one example, like for the measurement, for measuring the speed of the DC motor, we use the tachometer. Okay, so with the help of the tachometer we can directly measure the speed, but we can also calculate the speed by through the rated values, which is known as the true value. What is the difference between true value and measured value? Measured value is the one which is indicated with the help of some instrument. Okay, and true value is the one which is being calculated with the help, which is calculated with the rated values. So your so for the DC motor if I am talking about, or for the AC motor I am talking about, then we can also calculate the speed of the motor with the help of the formula. Okay, and in that formula we'll put the rated values and we can calculate the speed of the motor, right? So this is the theoretical value is known as your true value, and the value which we are measuring with the help of the tachometer is the measured value. Now the difference between the measured and the true value is the error. Okay, because static error is what? It is the difference between the measured value and the true value. So this is an error. So error comes because we are using an instrument, and instrument has its own limitation. Okay, so there must be some error. But we have to keep checking. We have to keep checking the instrument that how close it is coming to the true value, so that makes that instrument more accurate and reliable, right? So I'll move further for the static error, which is the difference between the indicated value and the true value of the quantity or condition to be measured. Next is static correction. It is the difference between the true value and the measured value of the quantity or condition to be measured. That means static correction is represented by del C, which is minus of that value, minus of static error, because static error is the difference between measured value and the true value, whereas static correction is the difference between true value and the measured value of the quantity. Next is calibration. It is the procedure of making, adjusting or checking a scale so that the readings of an instrument or measurement system conform to an accepted standard. So it is indicated by this. This is true value, this is measured value. So we can see here that there is a linear relation between the two values. Okay, so calibration. Now what is the need of the calibration? The need of the calibration is, if we want to remove the error of our measuring instrument, then we need to check it with the help of some standard or compare it with the standard instrument, so to remove the error and to improve the accuracy of the measuring instrument. So that's why we need the calibration. Next is range and span. Now a range is a region between the limits within which an instrument is designed to operate for measuring, indicating or recording a measured value. Okay, so a range is a region between the limits within which an instrument is designed to operate for measuring, indicating or recording a measured value. So whenever we go to a market and we purchase any electrical equipment, so we always have to say some specification that we want the transformer of this much of rated value, right? So in this way the operating range to be specified for any measuring instrument. So the operating range is where it is operate for measurement, indicating or recording a value, while span is the algebraic difference between the largest and the smallest reading of an instrument. So it is between the highest reading and the lowest reading taken by an instrument is decided as the span of an instrument. Sensitivity, it is defined as the ratio of change in output to the change in input. So an instrument should be more sensitive, it should be very sensitive. So if a small change in input is done, so it will be immediately reflected at the output side. The output will also change immediately. So here it has been shown, input and output relationship is followed again. So a small change in input will produce a small change in output. This is a sensitivity meter which is used for checking the sensitivity. Next is hysteresis. Hysteresis is what? It is the maximum difference between two outputs at same input value within the specified range when input is continuously increased from 0 and continuously decreased from maximum value. That means what? When we are increasing the input, here you can see, when we are increasing the input, we are getting the output here. Okay, but when we are decreasing the input, when we are going in the descending order, so when we are decreasing the input, we are not getting the same output what we got when we were increasing the input. So there is the change in the output. So the change in the output from its original output shows the hysteresis error. Okay, because we are not receiving the same output again what we received when we are increasing the input. So that change in output from its original position is the hysteresis error. Okay, so that shows the hysteresis error of the measuring instrument. So at the same input value we are getting the two outputs. Okay, so the difference between two outputs at the same input within the specified range when input is continuously increased from 0 and continuously decreased from maximum is the hysteresis. Now next is your reproducibility. Reproducibility of an instrument is the closeness of output reading for the same input when there are changes in the method of the measurement, observer, measuring instrument, location, condition of use and time of measurement. So reproducibility is again the same thing, that we are giving the same input again and again. For the same input we are checking whether we are getting the same output or not. But the measurement conditions and measuring instrument or location and environment can be changed. Whereas in repeatability, it is also the closeness of output reading when the same input is applied repeatedly over a short period of time with the same measurement conditions, same instrument, observer, same location, same condition is maintained throughout. So that is the only difference between the reproducibility and repeatability. Repeatability is a one where the same input is given and we are observing the output, whether we are getting the same output again and again or not, and the measuring conditions and the your instrument, observer will remain same, method will remain same, right? So that is repeatability. And reproducibility is the one when there are changes in the method of measurement and observer and the location and your conditions of the taking the measurement, but the process will be same, that the input will remain, we are applying the same input again and again and checking whether we are getting the output same or not. So this is clear from this diagram, right? So this is done with the help of measurement scale A, B and C, and we are just seeing that we are observing the same output. Okay, and here this is the example of repeatability. We are giving the same input for a fixed period of interval of time, for a fixed interval of time, and we are checking whether we are getting the same output or. Now this is the diagram for understanding the accuracy and precision. Okay, so first of all you should know that what is precision. So precision is a measure of consistency or repeatability of measurements. So what happened, as it is shown the group of readings, that means we are taking collectively 5 to 10 readings and the average of that value will be taken, and we check that all the readings what we have taken, that how much they are closer to the average value, and from that average value we can calculate the precision of an instrument. Okay, so it is not necessary if the instrument is accurate that it should be precise also. Okay, it is not necessary, or whether the instrument is precise, it should be accurate also. Okay, so they are different, so we have to see in this diagram. So now you can see here that this instrument is accurate and precise also. Now how? There is the true value which is inside there. Okay, now the measured value what we are getting, which is your group of reading. So these group of readings, if you are seeing, which has been shown through the blue color, so these readings are coming very close to each other and very close to the true value also. Okay, so there is not much difference. So this system is very accurate and precise also. Okay, now in the similar manner, if you see the second diagram where the true value is here, but your the group of readings, okay, those group of readings are coming scattered. These are coming scattered, that means there is much difference between from one value to the other, one value to the other, one value to the other, and there is lot of difference between the values. Okay, so they are not coming closer, so they are scattered here. So this instrument is accurate, okay, because measured value is coming closer to the true value, but all the measured values are quite apart from each other. Okay, whereas they should be closer to each other. So repeatability of an instrument is not achieved here. So repeatability of measurements have not been achieved here. So this instrument is accurate but not precise. So it will be accurate until and unless it will under this boundary. Okay, now not accurate if the group of readings which we have taken, or all the measured value which we have taken, have crossed this range. Okay, now they are coming here, so that means that there is a lot of difference between the true value and the measured value, right? The system is not accurate. System is not accurate because there is lot of difference between the true and the measured value. But if you see repeatability of these measurements, this is very good. because if you take the average of those indicated values, so they are coming, all the readings are coming closer to that indicated value. Okay, but that indicated value is far from the true value. So this system is not accurate, but it is precise. So here we have shown that not accurate, but it is precise. Now here you can understand from this diagram, not accurate and not precise, because all the measured value are coming out of limit from the true value, and which increases the difference between the measured and true. So if there is difference has been increased from measured and true, so there is a hell difference, lot of difference, measured value is completely deviated from the true value. So this is not accurate, as error will be high in this system. Okay, so error will be very high in this system. So this measuring instrument, so this is not accurate, and it is also not precise, because all the group of readings which we have taken, the repeatability of measurements which we have taken are not achieved, have not been achieved, because they are not coming closer to each other, they are highly deviation, high deviation is being shown here, so they are scattering to each other. Okay, so this system is not accurate as well as not precise. So I hope through this diagram you able to understand. So precision is nothing but it is measure of consistency, that how many times we have performed and how many times we are getting the value closer to the indicated average value. So here we are not getting, every time we are getting some new value, every time we are getting some new value. So that's why this is not precise, whereas here we are getting again and again nearest same value. So this is more precise. So precision of measurement through the calipers can be done, screw gauges can be done. So this has been shown here. Next is dead zone. It is the largest change of input quantity for which instrument does not indicate any output. That means it shows no response. Okay, when we change input but there is no output, it is completely blank. So that is the dead zone of an instrument. In that range it will not respond. Next is drift. It is the gradual variation or undesired change in output over a period of time during which the input doesn't change, or it can also be said as the aging of an instrument. After certain time there will be the change in the output over a period of time. So that also causes the error in the measuring instrument. Next is threshold. It is defined as the minimum value. It is defined as the minimum value of an input which is required to cause a detectable change from zero output. Okay, that means a minimum value of an input which shows the change in the output. Okay, so detectable change from zero output. So from 0, if the value is going to 1, 2, 3, so we have to check that what is the minimum value of input is given at the measuring instrument, that it starts showing the output. That is the threshold value. In other way we can say threshold is the smallest measurable input below which no output change can be identified. While specifying the threshold, manufacturer gives the first detectable output change. ठीक है. Next is linearity. It is defined as the ability of an instrument to reproduce its input linearly. It is defined as the ability of an instrument to reproduce its input linearly. Linearity is simply a measure of the maximum deviation of the calibration point from the ideal straight line. So linearity, you all know that it is the when output follows the input, it shows the linearity. Most instruments are specified to function over a particular range, and the instrument can be said to be linear when incremental change in the input and output are constant over the specified range of instrument. Next is stability. The ability of an instrument to retain its performance throughout its specified storage life and operating life is called the stability. So this is it shows the stability that it will retain its performance throughout its specified storage life. Bias, the constant error which exists over the full range of measurement of an instrument, is called bias. Such a bias can be completely eliminated by calibration. So bias is nothing but a zero error which occurs in the instrument, but it can be removed or eliminated while calibration. Okay. Next is tolerance. It is the maximum allowable error that is specified in terms of certain value while measurement. It is called as tolerance. So tolerance is what? Tolerance is the when manufacturer design any equipment, so it always gives some tolerance limit. So after that, once that tolerance limit will be crossed, then the instrument, then any mishappening can be then anything can be happened with the instrument, or it respond, or any malfunctioning of an instrument can happen there. So for example, as our all electrical equipments are designed for 50 Hz frequency, so there is always a tolerance limit there, that if the frequency is going below than 49 or 49.5 Hz, then the system or the instrument can behave, can respond differently. Okay, or there can be chances of the damage of an instrument. So there is always a tolerance limit is given. So when the resistance is when the small components is being designed or manufactured in the industry, so there is also a limiting factor, or you can say a tolerance factor. So apart from that tolerance factor,